Hi, I'm Laurence Hewitt. I am an executive coach. I'm running my own coaching practice, Torchwood Coaching. I've been running my coaching practice since 2018, but when I started it, I was an internal coach, actually, running it as a side hustle while I worked at IBM as an internal coach. I've been running my practice now full time for the past 2.5 years. Becoming a coach was absolutely positively life-changing. I mean, quite literally life-changing. I'm going to start at the end of that life-changing experience, which is I got married 4 months ago, just about 4 months ago, a little bit less, to a British citizen. I'm from the U.S. I'm from New York City, born and raised in Manhattan. Um, and how I got here living in the UK right now, living just outside of London with my my wife, my British wife, is because of becoming a coach. And what I mean by that is as I mentioned, I've been running my own coaching practice. So when I left IBM to run my coaching practice full time, I also realized that I could be a coach anywhere in the world. And I further realized that if I moved to Europe and lived, and traveled around Europe while I coached, I would have the widest range of time zones that I could coach for, which I did. So I have coached people from 30 different countries now, across every conceivable industry. I've coached for literally hundreds of companies, and I've coached hundreds of clients. I now have more than 10,000 hours of coaching under my belt. Um, and I am literally living the dream. And because I love travel. So since for the past 2.5 years, I have been traveling. I traveled first here to the UK. That's where I met my to-be wife. Then I moved on to Norway. From Norway to Belgium, from Belgium to Malta, from Malta to Germany, from Germany back here, from here to Porto in Portugal, then Ireland, then Lisbon, and then back here again. And now I've got a visa to live here. Now I'm married, and yeah, it's a dream. It's literally a dream come true for me. I started as an Agile coach, and when I was at Viacom, the idea was me and a few other people would be trained as coaches, and we would lead the Agile transformation of Viacom. And I did that, and I discovered that I loved coaching more than anything else that I was doing. I didn't become a full-time coach, though. It was still kind of a side thing. I became an executive at Viacom. I was senior director of operations while I was there. But it wouldn't be until the opportunity came up at IBM that I would become a full-time internal coach. I I knew when this opportunity came up, I knew that it was the opportunity to not take on a new job, but really to kind of indulge in my calling in life, to really indulge in my passion. And I took that job. I took a $25,000 a year pay cut to take on that job. And it was the best career move of my life. I made up that $25,000 gap within 18 months. And I never looked back. That led to when I was hired at IBM, I was hired as an Agile coach, but then I soon did my training and I got my certification from the ICF, first at the ACC level, then at the PCC level. and I started doing executive coaching at IBM as well. And then, as I mentioned, that led to me starting my own practice, first as a side hustle and now full time. The other thing is, when when I was doing my side hustle, and when I first left IBM, I had about 20 clients, coaching clients. Today, I have 92 coaching clients. It's all I do is coach day in and day out, and I love it. I have long days because of my client load. I start coaching at 8 a.m. I don't finish until about 7 most days. And at the end of the day, I'm tired and I am totally fulfilled at the same time. The vision for my coaching business, I'll be completely honest. I'm not sure right now. At this moment in time, I'm at a crossroads. I actually started a company, a new company, an additional practice, which is focused on leadership development. And it's leadership development that delivers leadership lessons through gameplay. It's something that is incredibly interesting. It's not being done currently. But then I started questioning myself because I love the one-on-one coaching so much. I love group coaching as well. I do group coaching as well. And the new company just requires a lot more a lot more business development, a lot more non-coaching hours, I guess is the way to put it. So the question becomes, what is the vision for my company? Is it that I continue to develop this new company, or do I continue doing what I'm doing because I just love doing it? And I've got an amazing client load right now. I coach across countries and cultures. I coach all different industries. And that really turns me on. I just love it so much. And so should I be doing something different, or should I just stay the course that I love? So yeah, I think I'll have to let you know the third time we do this. If you're wanting to become a coach, do it. But really do it. Do it right. And what I mean by that is get the training, get the certification, put in the time and the effort necessary, and coach and coach and coach and coach and coach. You need the hours for the certification, but you also need the hours to be a better coach. The training is the tip of the iceberg, and it's the practicing that makes you a great coach. That's actually within the coaching context. It's an interesting question because a lot of my clients tell me that they've chosen me not because of my age, but because of my experience as an executive. And so when you're younger, you may not have that experience. And I've thought about this a bit. How would I have started out if I started coaching when I was in my 20s or early 30s? Um, and the answer is go with your strengths. So in other words, be the best coach that you can, meaning take that non-directive approach. When you're younger, you need to take more of a non-directive approach with coaching. That's asking those powerful questions, really actively listening and leading with curiosity, leading with empathy. Those are the things that you need to lean on when you're younger, because you don't quite have the experience yet to take a directive approach with your clients. So that's what I would say is lean into that non-directive approach. Always, always lead with curiosity and empathy. Coaching to me is an interpersonal dynamic that allows two people to really connect, so that connection then enables, facilitates a deep thought process, facilitates deep solutioning to problems, and ultimately improves a person's life. That's what coaching is all about, is that your client walks away from that coaching engagement a little bit better than they were when they started. That's what coaching is. I was saying to my wife the other day, and she was a little bit shocked by this, but I was saying to her, if I died today, I'd be okay with that. Not that I want to die. That was the part she was confused at. No, it's not. I'm not saying I want to die. I certainly don't. But if I did die today, I would be fine. And the reason why is that I have positively changed the lives of so many of my coaching clients that I have made my mark. That's all I wanted to do or needed to do. I had a client um, last week who came into a coaching session. He had missed two previous coaching sessions, and he apologized and he said that he was having problems at home. He was having problems with his wife. He said that they very nearly came close to divorcing. And she told him it was because he acts like a dictator at home. He acts like the his wife and his kids are his servants, as opposed to being a father and a husband to her. And in that moment, he said that in that moment when he heard those words, everything that we had discussed in our coaching session came flooding back to him in that moment. All those conversations about empathy, about perspective taking, about understanding came flooding back. And whereas he thought that all seemed very nice, now he realized how urgent it was to be those things, to be empathetic, to truly put yourself in the place of your wife, of your kids, and understand them. And he told his wife about the coaching sessions. He told his wife how he's going to start practicing what he's learned from coaching. And he said to me, he said, I found you, Laurence, at exactly the right moment in my life when I needed you the most. And I'm getting choked up. That's why I coach. That's what I love about this. When I went to coach training EDU, it was toward getting my PCC, my professional coach certification from the ICF. So it was more advanced. And so what I mostly learned are those certainly the skills, the coaching skills, the coaching techniques that are necessary to be a good coach. But what I also discovered was the more intrinsic skills like curiosity. A coach absolutely needs to maintain curiosity about their client. Um, Things like empathy, being able to truly connect with your client. Um, Things like cognitive agility, being able to think on your feet, to understand where your client is coming from and formulate those powerful questions that's going to draw out understanding for them, draw out their problem-solving abilities. And so what Coach Training EDU did for me was it enabled me to connect those skills that were explicit coming from Coach Training EDU to those intrinsic skills, and really, create a holistic approach that I needed to bring the most value to my clients. Coach Training EDU helped me to do was to bring my skills and my abilities to that next level. As when you have your ACC, your associate coach certification, that's great. That's gets you into doors in coaching. When you're able to elevate your coaching skills to the PCC level, which is what I was able to do through Coach Training EDU, then that's different. Now you have a higher level of respect, a higher level of consideration than you used to have, but at just the ACC level. So that's what Coach Training EDU did. It helped me to elevate my coaching practice, elevate my skills, elevate my ability to grow my coaching practice. The thing that really stood out for me as an aha moment, I remember, um, was when we were talking about resilience. And as part of the training, we had to do a resilience assessment. And I thought I was resilient. I had an abusive childhood growing up, and I've had issues that I had to work through. So I thought I had a high degree of resilience. But when we were talking about what resilience really is, how to help clients with resilience, and as a part of that, doing a resilience assessment, I scored off the charts, and I was like, "Wow, that makes sense." And then it just kind of it kind of connected all the dots as to what resilience is, how to help my clients be more resilient, not just based on my own experience, but based on what I learned through Coach Training EDU.